All right, are we ready? Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm Nassau County Executive Laura Curran. Our interpreter today is Lisa Dennison from Milneck, so we're making sure we're communicating with everybody. We have with us Deputy County Executive for for Health and Human Services, Kyle Rose Louder. We have Human Services Commissioner Carolyn McCummings is with us. The Director for the Office of the Aging, George Martinez, is with us. Is Trista here? Trista? No, Trista. The virus will be fine, have no symptoms or mild symptoms, but we have to protect our seniors. They're the ones who are most at risk. Those with compromised immune system and people who are not so young are the most at risk. And the whole point of what we're talking about, of containing as much as we can those people with positive tests who are confirmed cases, containing them as much as we can, isolating them as much as we can to reduce community spread so we can keep our seniors safe. And we're going to talk about the measures that we're doing with the senior bus drivers. These two school bus drivers, they both drive small buses. They transport between them approximately 80 students on several routes. Most of the families of those students have been contacted by our Department of Health, and we're working on making sure we're contacting the rest of them. The most important thing we're doing, which is why it's so important to contact the families, is to prevent further spread. And that's why our contact investigation and our team of disease investigators who go and do this work is school in Glen Cove and Oyster Bay. So just wanted to give you those latest numbers. You know, we say it all the time: wash your hands, use hand sanitizer, do the corona bump, give the peace sign, however you want to greet people, but let's take a break from shaking hands for a while. So our Office of Consumer Affairs, led by Commissioner Greg May, has 3 actions that they've taken since we announced our new email address, price gouging in Hicksville was issued an unfair trade practice violation, also $5,000 fine, for selling 20-count boxes of masks for 100 times what they bought them for. They bought them for $30, they're selling them for $60. Again, these boxes were not labeled for retail sale. So again, we don't know if that's the appropriate way to sell them. And there was one additional location. This is a pharmacy in Glen Head. They were issued a warning. Apparently there was someone on social media, they're working on this. You know, now to shift gears, want to talk about our seniors. Got to take care of our seniors. Want to remind everyone, yes, it is still safe to go about your daily routine unless you hear otherwise. But we know that our seniors and those with compromised immune systems are more vulnerable to getting quite sick and getting complications from the coronavirus. The Office of the Aging under Dr. McCummings, Kyle Rose Louder, and Deputy Director Martinez are doing a fantastic job, and we're getting daily updates themselves for 2 weeks. We are also hearing that some of the town programs are doing some reduction, a minimal reduction, but our county partners with our senior centers, we are still open and we're still delivering the services that our seniors need, such as meals and transportation services. These centers are using hand sanitizers. They're doing deep cleaning with good disinfectants to make sure that we're keeping our surfaces clean for our seniors. Information has been sent to all of our setting every day, as well as about 1,300 home-delivered meals. And this is at the various centers that we partner with. We are in the process of ordering up to 10,000 shelf-stable meals if meal participants cannot attend their normal program. We are also right now working to identify participants in our senior programs that need home-delivered meals in the event of unplanned cancellations. We're not planning them now, but in the event, should our senior agencies that our county partners with are working at full capacity, taking precautions and prioritizing vulnerable seniors' meals and other needs. Staff, if you're listening, and you don't feel well, stay home. We don't want you going to the senior centers. We don't want you going to their homes. Stay home, call your doctor if you need to, but stay home until you get better. We're taking extra precautions to protect the well-being of all our residents, with a particular focus on our seniors, by altering practices and deep cleaning facilities. If you feel a sneeze or a cough coming on, cover your mouth so that the germs don't spread. And again, if you feel sick, nobody wants to see you. We love you, but we don't want to see you. Please stay home. Happy to take any questions you might have. I'm going to let our health commissioner answer that question.
So I would not assume that. Now that, especially now that Northwell is testing, results are coming back with, very clear routes, when they worked, when they go, and from that we were able to get from the schools the lists of students that were on those buses. The schools have been notified, the families are being notified, most of them have been notified. And the most important thing is to prevent further spread. So the fact that those schools were closed made sure none of those students who might have been exposed, we still consider it low risk. Just being on a bus for a short while, we don't consider high risk, but out of an abundance of caution, we're asking those students to stay.
Greg had asked me to ask you that Westbury, is that school closed as of right now?
Yes, so there are specific criteria that were set down by the State Education Department just yesterday that involves when a student or teacher tests positive that they need to close for at least one day. However, every school is under its own jurisdiction to make a determination out of an abundance of caution. It will be, a smart decision, but it's their decision, and we're supportive of anything they do out of an abundance of caution. But we want them to have reasonable information to make smart choices. With the bus driver cases, I think it falls under the state education mandate, that if there's I think it falls under that mandate, and these were high risks, so I think the proper decisions have been made.
And I just want to clarify, I misspoke at the top of this. Westbury is not closed today. Westbury School District is not.
I don't think they were actually named that had these violations happening.
So I don't want to name the businesses yet. They haven't fully adjudicated the violations. They were served yesterday, and they have not had an opportunity to go through due process, so I don't want to name anybody just yet.
How many people tell you about possible price?
So price gouging at nassaucounty.ny.gov is the email address everyone should be using. We received several tips, for lack of a better term, since Sunday, and we received